Mike 1-1. Switch 3, you've got a big food.
Hi guys, welcome back to the channel. So, this is me, deep in thought. And I guess you're wondering why. Well, let me give you some context. We had spent the afternoon out in the mountains. There was myself in the LS8, Chris in his Arcus, Graham in his ASW20 and Rupert in his ASG29. It turned out to be quite a complex afternoon with a lot of shower dodging, so we ended up running from one end of the hills back to the other to stay dry, which was semi-successful. The downside to this was that we ended up racing the sunset. As you can see here, we're on a kind of a sunset final glide. Blue Park Airfield, where we were trying to get back to, typically is just off to our 2 o'clock, right behind that rain shower. So we were calculating a final glide here, going north following the coast round and then darting right into the airfield. This actually worked out quite well. As you can see, we're about 900 foot over glide. This is assuming a direct track, but we've got a McCready set to counter this. With a little bump up under this cumulus, we'd get in quite nicely. We also had about an 18 knot tailwind to help us into the airfield. We were all running back slightly staggered, so we had Chris leading the pack, we had Rupert second, me third and Graham fourth. That way we had the higher performance guys at the front. One thing that's really important when returning to Denby is that you roll to the end of the airfield. The runway only caters for one aircraft at a time, so a little bit of space never hurt anybody.
You got visual on me, Graham?
Just clear run to the airfield now. You've probably got, as long as you're behind me, you'll be alright. There's a shower moving in from the north coast inland, so just watch out for that.
Some of you might be looking at the LX and wondering why I'm not flying at the McCready speed, which is 80 knots. I actually prefer to be a little bit more conservative coming back into Blue Park, specifically because if the runway gets clogged up, your only option really is to fly around until it's clear, because it is a narrow strip, so I'd rather get a bit closer and then burn that height off at the end with speed.
The clear able to remain dry and a fairly calm run home, you know, no serious sink or anything. And Echo, but we'll remain listening out on this anyway. traffic, Echo Whiskey 10k to run. Coming in hot. Thank you. There's not. Okay. Fine, let's go. Give me the other. Golf shot. Down, but it's at the other arm.
Again, at this point, some of you might be wondering why I haven't just turned directly for the airfield. That's for one big reason, really, and that's that you can't really see them on the camera, but there is actually some north-facing ridges here. So it was nice to be able to track those sort of all the way home to get some nice reduced sink.
What? Hey, behind, you'll get back okay. I've been running at 100 knots. 15k. I've been listening to you, so I got your message on the 10th. Wait for me to go and get anyone. I think what I'll get them, they probably need to give up thing. Are you going to stand for the airfield? 5.1 on 20 glider frequency.
Lima 1 on frequency.
Traffic echo overhead, and there's going to be a left. Come. Drive. Yeah, got it, thanks. I could try 105, can't hear them, but I presume they're doing okay. I believe.
So at this point I can see the airfield. I'm really happy that we're 1200 foot over glide, nearly 1300 foot. So we're just starting to put some speed on to get back. On the glide I'd actually managed to catch up the ASG 29 that was ahead of me. So I actually thought it was best to speed up and overtake him.
Simply traffic, 10k to rock. 511, are you going to get?
Yeah, I'll be fine. Lima 1, 5k.
Yes, I Echo Whiskey's clear of the road.
Lima 1 joining flight.
arrival.
And Chris wasn't wrong. It was quite bumpy, but nothing to worry about. We kept it sensible, just across the finish line before pulling up into the circuit.
Lima 1, right base.
And you can see a fairly unconventional circuit here. That's for a pretty good reason. I'd rather have more speed at this point, and I know for a fact that I've got a glider coming quite quickly in behind me, so I'd rather go faster, clear the airfield, and also if I do for whatever reason mess up the landing, it gives other people time to help me push the glider clear. So at this point I'm just trying to keep the glider balanced on the main wheel, specifically because in our LS8, as soon as the tail wheel goes down, you're going in a fairly straight line. So I'd like to keep it as light as possible for as long as possible to ensure that I can just make a straight line to the end.
So we're going to do a right turn for you if we can, and stick you in the next one.
As you can see from Charlie running around, you can tell it was fairly urgent to get the gliders out of the way. But this concluded a really good day out in the mountains.